Hi everyone. Today I will talk about testing is applied epistemology. So before we dive deep into this topic, I wanted to give a quick introduction about myself. My name is Rahul Parwal and I'm a senior software engineer at IFM and I'm a passionate student of software testing. So today I'll be covering some topics around epistemology, around software testing, around epistemology and testing and how they are related and how applying epistemology can help you as a tester. So let's talk about epistemology. Epistemology is the branch of philosophy concerned with knowledge. It is made up of two Greek words. One, episteme, which means knowledge or understanding, and second is logia, which means science or study. So in short, epistemology helps us to answer a very fundamental question, that how do we know that we know? And it is used in various fields like mathematics, linguistics, software, etc. India also has a huge history of epistemology, and there are a lot of schools of Indian epistemology like the Mimamsa, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, and Vedanta. So today we'll talk about some in a detail. So let's talk about software testing first. So there are a lot of popular definitions around software testing, but for today's discussion, I'll take the one given by James Bach and Michael Bolton, which says testing is the process of evaluating a product by learning about it through experiencing, exploring, experimenting, which includes questioning, study, modeling, observation, and inference. Also, there is a popular quote by Ken Kenner which says, testing is always a search for information. And there is one central question which revolves around software testing, and that is, when do we know that we know enough about the software? And how do we acquire this knowledge about software? So the perceptions are sometimes unreliable. They can take you for a toss. And what about intuitions or feelings? Can we always trust them? And are there some things which we can't know of or don't know about? So in short, epistemology can help us answer all these questions. So let's talk about epistemology and testing and how are they related. So epistemology, which is the study of knowledge, and testing, which is the search for information. So I got to know about this statement, testing is applied epistemology, from the popular book Lessons Learned in Software Testing by Ken Kenner, James Bach, and Brett Petticord. And from there, I started reading about the epistemology and one popular epistemology, which was the Nyaya epistemology. So the Indian epistemology Nyaya, which in Sanskrit means going into a subject, was given by Gautam in 550 BC. So it's pretty old epistemology and epistemological school of thought. It talks about pramanas. So pramanas are essentially reliable means of attaining valid knowledge. And there are different pramanas which different schools consider. So Nyaya considers 4 pramanas for obtaining the knowledge. That is Pratyaksh Praman, which is the perception from the senses. Second is Anuman Praman, which is the inference. Third is Upaman, which is comparison and analogy. And fourth is Shabd, which means testimony and reliable sources. So let's talk about the Pratyaksh Praman first. So Pratyaksh Praman, or the perception, it talks about knowledge obtained from the senses, which are determinate and consistent in nature. Now, there are a lot of traps associated with the knowledge that we get from our perceptions, like the optical illusions or the perception of a water in a highway mirage, where we feel that there is water, but in actuality, it's just an illusion. Similarly, when we relate it to software testing, so there are traps in testing too, like the blind spots that we get because humans don't see what they don't want to see. Another trap is false alarms, like the false positives or the false negatives. Or another trap is that a green report means the product is green and all good. So this is one link which I want you all to check out. That is 10 reasons why a green CI report might not actually be green, and you can check it out at bit.ly/testflix green trap. Now, moving ahead, so alone Pratyaksh is not enough. There could be a lot of traps in the Pratyaksh. So let's talk about the second pramana, which is the Anuman Praman. So Anuman Praman or the inference talks about knowledge obtained from combining the pratyaksh, which is the perception, with the wisdom, and which makes it the inference. So it deals with cause and effect. A popular example or a simple example would be smoke coming out from the back of the mountain, maybe due to a potential fire, or maybe it is not. So we observe some effects and then we try to relate to the cause. Now, let's talk about its relation to testing. So if there are some bugs, for example, which are found in one area or one functionality, it may be an indication that a lot more potential bugs might also be detected there. Or a poor coding practices might be an indication of unstable or a error-prone software. So Anuman helps us by giving useful inferences, which can help us to know more about the product. Second is Upaman Praman, or the comparison. So knowledge of a thing derived from like comparing it from a similar product. So it deals with compare and deduce. So for example, domestic cat and tiger both belong to the same family and might have some similarities. So they have some similar attributes and some which are different. So anything which will lie in the same family will possess some similar attributes to them. So how it's related to testing? So one way to look at it is the bugs. So bugs are like cockroaches. So if you find one bug at the surface, it might mean a lot more beneath the surface layer. Second is compare your products with similar products to gather ideas, risks, common pitfalls, and all. So Upman can lead you to useful analogies, heuristics, ideas, and testing is all about ideas and heuristics. So that's about Upman Praman. And the last one is Shabd Praman, which talks about credible sources. Reliance on word testimony of reliable experts. So deducing everything from scratch is not always possible. We don't have that much time all the time. So if you can't have a pratyaksh experience, you go to someone who has it and rely on his shabd or her shabd until you get the direct experience. Next is how it is related to testing. So you should study renowned models, for example, HTSM, POM, etc. Or you should always gather quick information from experts like your developers, business analysts, testing colleagues, sales, pre-sales team, and all. So it is the least reliable path, but better than getting stuck and getting blocked. So this was about the Nyaya epistemology and its relation with testing. Now, how applying epistemology can help you as a tester. So there are a lot of things how it helps. So first is that it helps you to answer the fundamental question, which was how do you know that you know about your quality, about the bugs, about the coverage, etc. So there are a lot of questions which you can answer when you use epistemology. It helps you to justify a belief with logical and reasonable evidences. So that's another benefit. And third is professionally, it helps you stay competent, make better decisions, advocate for your customers, and keep customers satisfied. So these are some of the benefits which you can get by applying epistemology. And in the end, thank you for listening to this talk.